I usually look forward to the Providence Journal every morning with my coffee. I read it page to page, and I usually find the op-ed section usually one of the most informative sections of the newspaper. And I recognize that the purpose of an editorial is not to present both sides of an issue, but rather to influence the outcome. But in any good editorial, there is usually at least reference to the other side. So imagine my surprise and my chagrin this morning when the editorial made a rather strong implication that I introduced a bill related to the local control of charter schools and mayoral academies at the request of the unions, when nothing could be further from the truth. Because it was provocative in that they left out the simple truth that I represent one of the poorest communities in the whole state. You've heard my story before about the town of West Warwick. You heard my story how we barely averted bankruptcy. Former Director of Administration Rosemary Booth-Galogly worked with our town for years, was frankly losing her patience with us and about to put us into receivership or bankruptcy. Long story short, we hired a new town manager who was willing and able to sit with the unions, got some concessions from all unions, put the vote and the agreement to an all-day referendum. We came out in droves and voted ourselves a tax increase over the next 5 years. And you all had to pass a special bill for that piece of legislation because, as you know, any bargaining agreement can only have a shelf life of 3 years. So you all passed that bill for me, and I'm appreciative because guess what? It's working. Our bond rating has gone up. And I didn't do that for the unions. I did it for my people in District 27 because I care about my taxpayers. If we had gone into receivership or into bankruptcy, you know what the final outcome would have been. It would have been a tax increase, probably more than the one we voted for ourselves. We no sooner get that in place, it's working, and I'm a little ashamed to say it, but our town council people heard some white noise in the background of a possible mayoral academy. They knew there was chatter. They had no clue that there was actually an application going forward. They called me. They said, Pat, the ink isn't dry. We've got a mayoral academy coming in. At full implementation, it's going to take over $1 million a year out of this community. What are we going to do? How are we going to resolve this? So we had some chats, cooler head prevailed, and the rest is history. We don't have either a charter school or a mayoral academy in my town. But all that did was buy some time. I'm not proud to say we're the poster child of being caught flat-footed, but I put in that legislation to help all of you so that your local elected officials aren't caught by the short hairs and, frankly, getting another unfunded mandate shoved down their throats, and they don't have the money to pay that bill for that parallel school district. That's the purpose of that bill. The only purpose. So I'm only hoping that Go Local Prov is listening, and I hope that I make the not hot list this week for introducing this bill, because then I'll say, good, I did my job. And then the other problem I had with that editorial was to malign the good names of my colleagues who co-sponsored that bill. Educators who care about public education, Omori and O'Brien, to malign them because they care about their public school students and don't want to see them lose out? What's up with that? And to malign the good work of Representative O'Grady's commission, calling it spurious when he used the data given to him by our own Department of Education. So that's the story. That's the whole story. I'm nobody's union bidder. I voted for pension reform, remember. I'm a teacher. Don't think I didn't lose a few friends over that vote. So this bill is for my town. My other town of Coventry doesn't know how it's going to pay for all-day K. Oh, great. Let a mayoral academy come in there. They'll have a harder time paying for all-day K. My other city of Warwick, they're trying to combine high schools to save some money. Oh, great. Let a mayoral academy come in there. How are they going to do that? So I hope Go Local is listening. I hope I make the not hot list. District 27, I'm up here doing your bidding, watching out for your tax dollar. Thank you, Madam Speaker.